If I had to start over, rebuild from scratch, I'd start with heavyweight basics. Thick burly fabrics made to hold their shape, and two brands from Japan do this best. One's vintage inspired, the other a modern aesthetic. For me, the choice was easy, till I found another heavyweight brand, the oldest and most underrated out of these three, and all of them chose to start over as part of their origin story. Which did I choose to start over after a flood destroyed everything? Hello, I'm Jack. This is Workwear Blues, figuring out what to hold on to. How fabric weight is measured can be variable. The stitching, hardware, and how the fabric's treated after it's weaved all affect how heavy it feels while you're wearing it, so each category of clothing today will be judged on which one feels the heaviest, the fit, comfort value, and whether it has an X factor. It's how I chose my most recent heavyweight purchase. It should be arriving later this morning. The last piece of what should be a full wardrobe rebuild. The first heavyweight brand, an ultra heavy tee from Ironheart. Incredibly burly, heavyweight 11-ounce cotton. The yarns are reactive dyed. The color is bonded to the fabric, it won't fade much at all. Why wouldn't you just go for the most popular tee in the world? This Uniqlo Airism crew neck tee for 1/10 of the price of the Ironheart tee. Mine's 2 years old, about 100 washes in, the fabric still looks pretty much brand new. I wear large and Ironheart shirts mostly, it's a modern athletic fit. The Uniqlo Airism is baggier and shorter, it's made to mostly be worn untucked. The Airism feels almost see-through in comparison, and not everyone appreciates the recycled polyester Uniqlo uses. I tend to prefer 100% cotton. And when a t-shirt is this thick, it feels like you're wearing a security blanket. You should know that none of these heavyweight tees have tubular construction. If that matters to you, go for a lighter weight tee. The warp and weft are uniform on the Ironheart. There's minimal character in the reactive dyed fabric, which is where t-shirt 2 from the second heavyweight brand today comes in, Samurai Jeans. The SJST SC01 crew neck tee uses very special fabric that Samurai make themselves. Nubby and ultra heavy, 16 ounces. Unlike the Ironheart tee, it's faded and lightened up after about 6 months of wear. It is more vintage in fit, longer in the body, meant to be tucked into higher rise trousers or jeans. Once I got used to that feeling, it's hard to go back to a regular weight tee. But despite how much I liked these two t-shirts, I still had a whole wardrobe to replace. Over $200 per t-shirt is too much, which is where the third tee from heavyweight brand 3 comes in, the number 8 slub t-shirt from UES. Almost 1/3 of the price compared to Samurai and Ironheart. The fabric they use is the lightest as well at 9.5 ounces. I'm wearing size 3 in UES. The slubby fabric is beautiful. There's different threads and shades throughout that nappy fabric, and the fabric out of these three that feels the heaviest while you're wearing it, despite the specs, is Ironheart. Fit and X factor for me goes to Samurai. That Samurai organic cotton really is special, as is the dye that fades gently. For comfort and value, it goes to UES, by far the most comfortable straight out of the box. But this isn't surprising given their origin story. The oldest brand out of the three. Starting in 1967, they spent over 30 years making exclusively baby clothing. Matsumoto-san made the big decision to start over. Pivot the business to menswear, jackets, shirts, jeans, brand new patterns, brand new customer base. That change must have felt overwhelming. If I had to start over, I needed a job that's more flexible while I slowly built up my company. But that water changed everything. What softened the blow was UES's history. Yabarakai. Soft, gentle. Their ultra-heavy fabrics form my security blanket in that uncertainty. I thought just a heavy t-shirt and a heavy flannel could replace most of the jumpers in my new wardrobe, and that was the appeal during the rebuild, getting to skip a whole clothing category. UES's entire flannel shirt lineup is made of ultra-heavy fabrics, woven on old-fashioned shuttle looms using incredibly thick threads. That fabric weighs over 15 ounces. These shuttle looms are woven very slowly, so the fabric is softer than the weight would suggest, and the inside of the flannel is brushed, so it feels softer to wear. I appreciate the check patterns that UES chooses. They're more subtle and wearable than most flannel patterns. I also like how big these chest pockets are. There is piping at the bottom though, so that is one knock against it. Can feel a little less refined than the next flannel. From Samurai, this green and yellow check Samurai heavy flannel work shirt. The secret is that there's hidden indigo rope dyed yarns that will fade and change throughout this check pattern as I wear it over time. Even the buttons are indigo dyed. There's chain stitch runoff on the sides, work shirt style pockets. The fabric is a little lighter on paper, closer to 12 ounces, but it feels heavier in some instances than the UES because the inside of the fabric isn't brushed, so it's less soft. Ironheart is famous for their legendary UHF. This is a Western shirt variant, so there's extra shoulder detailing, metal snap buttons. It's the most expensive out of the three, using a 12-ounce Aspero cotton reactive dye to be fade resistant, just like their heavyweight t-shirts. But the star is that tightly weaved fabric. Because of that tight weave, it's more windproof, more abrasion proof. Despite the lighter weight on paper, it feels the heaviest out of the three. Fit-wise, I like the Samurai. Comfort goes to UES again, as there's value. But unlike t-shirts that sit directly on the skin, I don't need to switch out flannels every single day, so I'm okay spending more on this category. For X Factor, the Ironheart's combination of tough, windproof, yet soft brushed interior fabric is special. When I first tried it on, it was the first time a flannel didn't just feel like a shirt. And it's crucial to Ironheart's origin story. Famous for its specificity. Taylor made everything to be resistant to fading, abrasion, while motorcycling. How did a brand with such a specific niche become mainstream? Hodaki-san was open to collaboration with Giles Padmore, who influenced the expansion of the product line in the West without diluting its essence. That it's so much easier to find information about Ironheart online than almost any other brand from Japan. They championed ultra heavy flannel when it was at risk of falling out of production. Collaboration is hard. Hodaki-san's openness to work with others is what moves me the most about Ironheart. As I stood there in a couple of inches of floodwater, throwing out my old contaminated clothes, I didn't feel that way sadly about any of my past purchases. If I had to start over, rebuild from scratch, the next step wouldn't have much, if any, security. At least I'd be shielded by ultra heavy clothing. The next category is ultra heavy denim jackets, and this is right in Ironheart's wheelhouse. They make so many different types of ultra heavyweight denim. Which one would I pick for a denim jacket? And the denim I chose is the 19-ounce left-hand twill. This is a modified Type 3 with hand warmer pockets, interior pockets, as well as the front V-stitching for a slimmer fit. And this 19-ounce left-hand twill is incredibly robust. This might be the fastest or the second fastest fading fabric in Ironheart's lineup. It's longer in the body, and the sleeves. I wear a large, it did shrink after a hot soak. It is a sleek modern fit, which used to be my default. But in this wardrobe rebuild, I might prefer a different silhouette. To get the heaviest jacket that fits this heavyweight brief from UES, I had to cheat. It's their 15.5-ounce indigo work shirt in tricotine. It's unbelievably burly, super thick fabric. It has a very similar fit to their flannels. It works better as a jacket or overshirt than a shirt you would tuck into high-rise trousers. I love the feel of this tricotine. It's rugged but softens after just a few wears. It should develop a beautiful patina, and the chest pockets are big enough that it can function like a Type 2 denim jacket. But my favorite heavyweight denim jacket by far is from Samurai. Not a Type 3 or a Type 2, but this Type 1 World War II style jacket with a single flapless chest pocket. The heaviest feeling fabric, without a doubt, in this category goes to Ironheart. For comfort, this is the UES. After even a few wears, it feels the best. But fit, value, and X Factor all go to this Samurai. Wider shoulders, crop length, cinch at the back. Paired with high-rise chinos or trousers, it's the classic look I'm moving towards more and more. My favorite detail is Samurai uses custom iron buttons, the only ones I know of that I can attach a magnetic chest mount camera to. The one I have here is made out of their 17-ounce Bushido denim, perhaps the fastest fading denim in Samurai's lineup. Rough and nappy at the start, but it wears in quite quickly, even as a layer under other jackets. This pocket is perfect for my phone. But if you wanted to build your whole wardrobe entirely from just one of these brands, I do need some non-heavyweight clothing. Which of these three brands makes the most versatile day-to-day piece for lightweight layering? My favorite from UES is their traveling shirt. This one's in denim. It has 2 outer chest pockets and 1 inner pocket with a travel diary imprinted as a nice touch. There's also sturdy rivets and buttons as opposed to snap closures. It has a more generous fit, great for stowing everyday items, or a passport and boarding passes while you're traveling. Ironheart isn't known for having a full range of lightweight stuff, but what they do make is this Wabosh Indigo chore coat. Their chore coat pattern is fitted. Check their measurements, Alex's team is very good at following up. Samurai have branched more into lightweight jackets recently, including this 10-ounce denim chore coat. For a lightweight piece, it's over-engineered, triple stitch rolled seams, off-white thread, silver-plated iron buttons, and the star, that organic cotton fabric. Like that t-shirt is grown on Samurai's own farms, and it's the reason they chose to start over 10 years into their origin story. From everything I've read, the founder of Samurai cares about 3 things that matter a lot to me: history, heavyweight fabrics, and fading. No one thought at the start heavyweight fabrics would fade nicely. Yarn that thick needs to be smooth and regular, and that will result in less friction between the warp and weft that you need for high contrast fading. Samurai have obsessed over irregular threads for both warp and weft, 15, 17, 19, 25-ounce denim, all with sharp fades like the clashing blades of Samurai. And Samurai is deeply invested in restoring the Japanese cotton industry. Their cotton project started on abandoned Japanese farmlands. They don't use pesticides. They rely on organic farming techniques. Pieces like this chore coat are the proof of concept for their story. Which brings me to the last category. I still need one more piece to complete my wardrobe rebuild after the flooding. UES aren't best known for their jeans, but I'd go with the same fabric that made their shacket special. A pair of garment pants made from that same indigo tricotine fabric. It's very cozy, rear flat pocket detail, a straight leg fit. I can dress it up or down due to that dark indigo nature. In Ironheart, there are so many options, but I'd go for the UHR 21-23 ounce fabric. There's a rumor that this is the last production run. It's hard to remake. If you can get your hands on it, I think it's the best balance of weight and fading in Ironheart's lineup. Smooth and consistent, which means it's less breathable for the hotter months if you live in that kind of climate. For Samurai, here's the pair of 25-ounce jeans that I've been wearing. The irregular thread they use on the warp and weft means the fabric is more breathable than Ironheart. It doesn't feel that heavy even at 25 ounces, which means the heaviest feeling pants or jeans goes to Ironheart. Comfort again goes to UES. It's crazy how consistent they are in that category. Value, I'd say, goes to UES. For fit, none of these have the X factor I'm looking for, which brings me to what's in this package. The widest and heaviest denim I could find on the market for a more vintage-inspired look and feel that I like my wardrobe refresh to focus on. This is the Samurai S310 XX 19-ounce Mark II, the super wide model. With a leg opening of 10 inches, it's the widest in their lineup to date. The silhouette is wide, but still restrained. It's where I like my wardrobe rebuild to move towards next. And this is why Samurai is my default pick for everything moving forward. Their patterns fit my body type nicely. Their fabrics have an X factor. That rare combo of heavyweight and potential for fading, wabi-sabi. But most importantly, what they care about most matters a lot to me. But all of these brands and their commitment to starting over is inspiring. Finding a new day job, starting a new company should be energizing. And now that I've rebuilt my wardrobe with specific heavyweight pieces, I feel like I'm ready for anything. Well, everything except travel, where you do need to be as light as possible on your feet. To find the best travel jacket, I flew to Japan to see if the king of travel jackets to me, Barber, can be beat. One Japanese brand came incredibly close. I'm Jack, this is Workwear Blues.